Hello there, sports fans. Swordsman here. We got some more Caspian Border stuff. I am once again in my jungle, in my forest where I like to be, and I figured I'd put together a little bit of a video here to sort of talk about the things that I actually like about Battlefield 3. Some of the, consider it like a closing thoughts type thing from the beta. I have given this one a reasonable amount of thought, and I figured with all the things that I've talked about that I didn't do, that I didn't like that they're doing or whatnot, that sometimes that was giving a bit of an oversaturation of the things I don't like instead of the things that I do like. And at the end of the day, the beta really did give us a lot of information that I did like, and so let's start out with some of that stuff that's both mixed from the beta information as well as the stuff that's coming out since. If you read some of the IGN articles and things, the people that have had the hands-on playing experience with the post-beta builds on the Bazaar and Firestorm, it seems like the bullet damage and stuff is about what we were expecting and at least many of us were hoping for from Bad Company 2-esque gunfights, so that's going to be a good thing for me. Another thing I like is, so far on every map that I've seen, the maps are just fucking beautiful. I mean, they really are. When you combine with just, like, even Metro was a beautiful map. That park out at the first base, absolutely amazing. The subway tunnels, despite, like, it's the choke point stuff, it's a beautiful atmosphere. It sets this tone of a dark, semi-eerie type thing. You never know what's going to be lurking in the darkness, and whenever you fire an RPG down the subway tunnels, just watching the transition of light as it goes through the tunnel, one of the coolest things I've seen in Battlefield 3. Just, if you haven't seen that, just fire one down there whenever it launches, or go look up a video. It looks pretty badass watching the lighting change as that RPG trails on down through the tunnel. The first time I loaded into Caspian Border here, my mouth was just hung open with how beautiful this map looks, and really and truly, it's amazing. The view distance is incredible. The amount of stuff that is actually within the map itself. I'm actually a really big fan of this map that, depending on where you are, can completely alter your playstyle, your habits, your operating procedures, so to speak. And to be able to have one part of a conquest map play like this, where you see me going in like relatively, cover to cover type thing, to the wide open fields that are available, to the more of an urban setup if you go over near the gas station areas, it's just such a good map. And I got that same feel from watching the videos of Firestorm and the Bazaar, where it's just, the map design so far, not counting Metro Rush, okay, not counting that, seems to be very cool in the terms of how the map plays and how it feels with as you go through it. But I guess even then you can give that a bonus point to Metro, where you might have to, if you want to, you could have to change your weapon maybe 2-3 times throughout the course of Operation Metro. You could conceivably start as attackers or defenders on Metro with a sniper rifle, whether it's scoped, unscoped, semi-auto, it doesn't matter. You could snipe in the first part of Metro. Then maybe when it falls down into the second base of the subway, well, first base of the subway, but second base overall, you could easily whip out a personal defense weapon like the UMP, the PP-2000, or you could run that M4A1, or you could pull out a shotgun and do exceedingly well. And when you got stuff like that, all of a sudden you could go from playing a sniper role on the first base to playing like a close quarters shotgun expert running those tunnels on the second base. Then when it gets kicked back to the third base, you could conceivably look at pulling out an LMG with the 200 rounds, because then you know that you've got these specific areas where you need to keep those people suppressed, whether you're at the attacker end of the tunnel or the defender's end of the tunnel, where you need to keep sending bullets down that way to stop the enemy team's advancement up those tunnels and stuff, or the hallways through the lockers. So at that base, you could be rocking an LMG. Get pushed back to the final base, you could pull out an assault rifle because you want to be taking some mid-range shots here if you're posting up in those buildings, shooting down onto the street level. And so that overall feel, that the map itself changes and progresses in its characteristics as the game goes on, fucking love that part. Absolutely love it. Say on Caspian, if I had been previously hanging out at, say, Antenna, and I was using, say, an unscoped semi-auto rifle. Decent lines of sight there if you're defending it, But then I die, and then I see we're losing forest. But I can still spawn there and spawn on a teammate. I might be able to go from equipping the sniper rifle to load up a UMP quick, spawn in there in forest, and be better situated to deal with that particular environment. And that really makes me excited. It allows you to have more decision makings that could pay off or hurt you depending on what you decide to do at any given time. That is it's like a thinking man's shooter. And even though I don't always make the right decisions, the fact that I have the chance to, that if I was better, I could make those better choices, really, really stands out above other FPS games that you see out on the market today. So that is something I absolutely love. The vehicles seem to handle very well. Flying a jet is just, there's nothing like it available out there right now. I mean, there's nothing like it when it comes to this type of a game. I mean, sure, there's flight simulators and stuff, but it's not quite like this. I mean, it's absolutely fun. I know in Bad Company 2 you had a habit of like tank whore, chopper whore, but this right here, like the infantry whore, like myself and some of the D crew, we're going to be the minorities, those vehicles are meant to be fucking used and abused, so to speak, and that it's just, I love the way they feel. I was still a terrible chopper pilot. I just can't get, maybe I was doing it wrong, I don't know. But I could get up in the jet, I was getting some points. I was getting some destroyed vehicles or disabled vehicles, so absolutely fun. The tanks are very cool. The light tanks and the heavy tanks definitely play different. I love the little shift boost that you put onto the vehicles that to get them a little bit of burst of speed to go up hills or through terrain and stuff like that. Just so, man. One of the early things on Caspian Border was me and Red Dragons, we hopped in a tank together and we just went on a tear as a tank team, and it just felt good. It felt battlefieldy. Such a good feeling. So the way that the vehicles behave, just outstanding. The scope of the maps, I admit I was a little worried about, coming, like, Battlefield 2 I played back years ago, not recently, very much, and let's just face it, I was one of those twats that thought it was cool to go up on a rooftop and just never move from it, so I didn't really play Battlefield 2 with the mindset that I have now, and remembering how big some of those maps were, so, like, I was a little worried, but with Battlefield 3, they're expansive, but not desolate, if that makes sense, So I do like that part a lot. I believe Blink was saying that Firestorm is 4 times bigger than Atacama Desert, I think he said. And if you can wrap your head around that, that is a large freaking map. But based on the footage you've seen from the IGN videos and stuff, it seems like it's not desolate, You can still have stuff to do there, and it plays differently depending on where you are and everything. I know that Jay Blings from Pixel Enemy and Jimmy the Snake recently got a hands-on with 2 of the new maps, Bazaar and Firestorm, and their review to me, it got me even more pumped for Battlefield 3 than what Metro sort of brought me down for. Like, as far down as Metro brought me in terms of not liking that experience, their feedback for how awesome those two maps were, like, doubled whatever sort of effect that Metro may have had on me in terms of my excitement growing. So, I believe, to quote Jay, it was Battlefield is back. The damage bugs are fixed. Everything, it's, at least according to those two, it seems pretty badass. I believe Pixel Enemy will have a full hands-on review coming this weekend that I'm eagerly anticipating and wanting to check out. I don't know if they'll have footage of it or if it'll just be those guys talking about their experiences on it. Either way, I'm pumped to get more info about this game. And so, you know, there's a lot of things that I like. I love the weapon customization. You know, I love the different attachments and the way that works with the 3 different things and the vehicle customization. And I saw a screenshot the other day that even showed that there is an appearance tab now that you can change your physical appearance. I don't know if that will be something akin to the Spec-At skins or if they're going more in depth that they just haven't told us about, that you can change how you look on the actual game itself. So, very excited, very much looking forward to this stuff. And my interest is continuing to grow, even as the beta has faded, you know. Caspian Border and these 2 other maps that we're seeing has got me pretty pumped. I hope you guys are as well. In my head, I've got big plans rolling for what I hope to do with Battlefield 3 and video content and playing with you guys. And I guess quickly here, I'll talk about this a little bit more. I am considering buying an unranked private server on PC, a 16-man server. And what that means is you won't get any XP or anything in it, but it'll let you play there with having everything unlocked. And primarily I'm leaning towards doing this because I want to have access to everything at the drop of a dime whenever I feel like making a video. So if people are asking me for a review of X weapon with Y attachment, I can go into this server, post to Twitter to tell you guys I'm going into this server that I'm running, give you guys the password that's set that day or whatever, and tell you guys, hey, come on in and let's play. And then I can use that experience to interact with you guys, play with you guys, use whatever weapons you guys are requesting to see video reviews on for briefing room episodes. And really, I think that could be a very... It could accomplish multiple goals with easier times pumping out the weapon reviews to give you guys the information you want as quick as you guys need it, as well as having more chances to play with you guys and have some fun on a probably a near regular basis. So if you guys have stuck around long enough to hear this question in this commentary, thank you for listening this long, and I eagerly anticipate hearing or looking forward to your answers on what you think about that idea. And sadly, this video is about to come to the end because I believe either the server crashed or my client crashed. It was a losing effort. I tried my best. I had fun in this one, doing my little triangle offense, so to speak. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.